Chublains. I have returned with some burb lawyers. Burbs at law. So, last time, our good man, JJ Falcon, accidentally got a murderous cat off for killing a frog. So, let's see where this goes now. The Palais de Louvre. Let us be reasonable, senors. I'm sure this is a simple misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding. In the name of the king, arrest that Spaniard! Oh my god, he murdered a rose. Act 2. A fox amongst wolves. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. But now it's midday on Monday and there's still no sign of him. This is becoming a little concerning. I should go look for him. I should probably go find him. His home would be a good place to start. But the bird brain never gave me his address. I'll just have to find him the hard way. That's not too different from the old last time I did this voice, right? Yeah, it's fine. Where am I supposed to be going? Let's go to the Palais de Justice. Yes, we are here. No sign of Falcon here. Excuse me, Rupert. Oh, it's you, the first year dropout. Hey, I didn't drop out. I was forcibly ejected. But that doesn't matter right now. I'm looking for Falcon. Have you seen him? For Falcon, the guy who somehow blundered his way through the Kathleen trial with the help of some very dubious evidence. No, I haven't seen him since the trial. Well, thanks anyway. I'm trying to go for like a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Hastings-esque approach with Sparrows in here. Let me know how I'm doing. Excuse me, Mademoiselle de Hoop. Down here. Oh, there you are. It's Sparrowson, right? Oh, that's right. I heard about the case you were involved in. I never would have thought the Baron was a murderer. He always treated me with the utmost respect. But then I suppose it makes sense the most ruthless killers are the ones who can put up the best facade. Yeah, I suppose so. Say, how's your friend doing? He seemed a little down last night. Oh, you've seen him? Yes, he was brooding in the corner of Le Canard, mumbling and drinking. It was a little depressing, to be perfectly honest. Le Canard Joyeux? A dingy student barn, Rougon, right? It's not dingy, just a little rustic. Well, that's an enormous help. Thanks, mademoiselle. Anytime, Sparrowson. Sparrowson entered through the doors of Le Canard Joyeux, the dingiest student tavern in all of Paris. His nostrils filled with the pungent aroma of sour wine and bitter tobacco. Well, ruffle my feathers, little Sparrowson. I haven't seen you in years. How are you doing, hon? Oh, that's a woman. Oh, shit, we'll keep it. It doesn't matter. I'm feeling pretty good, Madame Cornell. Thanks for asking. Oh, I can see her name's Cornell right now. I should have noticed that before I gave her this voice. Oh, it doesn't matter. She just has a very deep voice. I'm actually here to find a friend. He's a big gay, a big gay named Joy Falcon. No, a big guy named JJ Falcon. Falcon? Yeah, that sorry lump's been here all the weekend. He's just been moaning and muttering to stuff all weekend. Frankly, he's bringing the whole atmosphere down. I'll take care of him. Thanks, Madame Cornell. It's no problem, hun. He's always standing in the corner of the drinking room upstairs. No sign of him. Mon Dieu, I almost stepped on the big fellow. Falcon, what are you doing on the floor? Hey, Falcon, wake up. Wow, the bird's completely out cold. He must have drugged this place dry. Well, let's see, how do you wake up a drunk person? Pour a drink on his head. Well, I guess it's time for a rude awakening. Wakey, wakey. Good job. Are you with us, Falcon? Yeah. Feeling sober? We should probably head back to the Aviary office so we can get some work done. I don't understand it, Sparrowson. Huh? I thought I did everything right. I followed all the procedures. I found all the evidence. I presented the case beautifully. And yet a guilty feline walks free whilst an innocent man sits in custody. What went wrong? Where's the justice? I don't know, Falcon. Sometimes the system is just... doesn't work, I guess. It should work. Yes, it probably should. Sorry, Falcon. I don't have the answers. But what I do have is freshly baked croissants. Croissants from Pierre's Boulangerie. Croissants. Yep, they're waiting for you back at the Aviary. I'm sitting here moping about justice and you offer me croissants. Well, it's not just croissants. I've got some pain au chocolat too. I hate pain au chocolat. I've never liked pain au chocolat. It's gross. I don't know. I mean, you got to remember that this is what I like to call the Perry Mason genre of legal investigation games, where your clients are almost always innocent, because Perry Mason always has innocent clients, and Phoenix Wright almost always has innocent clients. Like, I can only recall one time he didn't. It's out of character for the genre, if nothing else. I could go for pain au chocolat. Fantastic! Let's make a move! Yeah, pain au chocolat is not nice. I don't understand what the French are thinking. Maybe if it's warm and the chocolate's all melty, but it's always presented to me cold, and it's just... ugh. It's the same reason I don't like, you know... I like Cocoa Pops and Weetos and those cocoa shells that you always get from supermarkets, and I think Cocoa Pops started making them at some point, but I don't know if they still are. Those are nice, but anything with actual chocolate in it is gross. I hate it. Is his simple... was Dog Theo's simple tactic just... yeah, it's screaming. I thought it might be. I must admit it, these croissants are amazing. I told you, Pierre's Boulangerie on Rue Verde is something else. Oh, that reminds me, the baker told me something interesting. Do you know what they call pain au chocolat in America? They don't call them pain au chocolat. Nope. Pronunciation difficulties. American is a whole other language. Oh, so what do they call them? Chocolate croissants. Hello? Chocolate croissants. What do they call profiteroles? Oh, I think those are still profiteroles, but rather than custard, they fill them with ice cream and smother them in melted chocolate. Simply outstanding. Is this the Aviary attorney? Can I speak to someone, please? Well, what do they call crepes? Excuse me? Did you just hear something, Sparrowson? Down here! Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you, little one? Oh, gosh, where to start? Your name, perhaps? Mousy, my name's Mousy. And, see, this is the thing. I gave the really high voice to the giraffe, so now I've got an actual thing that would have a high voice. So I can't use it. I suppose you can figure out what Dog Theo's record was. That's right, death penalties for every client, even the ones arrested for minor traffic violations. Well, the punishment does have to fit the crime. And all crimes are just like murder. And what can we do for you, Monsieur Mousy? I have this friend, and he's fallen into some legal turbulence. Legal turbulence? You mean he's been arrested? Oh yes, I suppose so. They're saying he's a murderer, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it! Well, that's quite a problem. I know, but I forgot to mention he's the Prince of Spain. The Prince of Spain? And you didn't think that was worth mentioning from the start? I forgot! I must ask, Mousy, why did you come to us? I would have thought that the Spanish royal family would hire legal counsel with a little more... not terribleness? Expertise. Oh, the Prince is of great faith in your lawyering skills, Monsieur Falcon. He said your reputation as a lawyer was renowned. Really? The Prince said that? This is a great opportunity, Falcon. Surely you won't deny a request from the Prince of Spain. Meh. Meh? Just kidding, let's go. Just kidding. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We have royalty to defend. had me worried for a moment. Good luck to you, messieurs. You aren't coming with us, Mouse? You aren't coming with us, Mousy? I have other matters to attend to, but Prince Juan is being held in the conciergerie. I'm sure he'll find all the details. Right, let's make a move then. Again, I'm going to regret the voices I've decided to do, because I'm a goddamn idiot. Good day, monsieur. I see you two again. Nice work on Lady Kittenstar. Baron Rigel is pacing around his cell right now, ranting about wringing your neck. That's the wrong voice. I know that's the wrong voice. I don't need to be told. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's super mad, but hey, criminal's a criminal, right? If the lion didn't want a death sentence, he probably should have killed the guy. You're not here to defend him, are you? Because that would be hilarious. We're actually here to see Prince Juan Querido. Is it Querido? I'm going to go with Querido because I'm English and when in doubt, just go with the actual spelling. Heir to the throne of Spain. I'm Matthew Fox, so that driving me nuts with his seigneurs and his flamboyant attitude. The sooner he acts, the better. Oh, come on then, while we're young. Oh, yeah, the Prince of Spain, I presume. Indeed, I am Hokkaido, heir to the throne of España, and you must be legendary lawyer, Senor J.J. Falcon. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I wouldn't even say notable. Such humility, I would expect nothing less from the renowned individuals such as yourself. But I only did his voice like 5 minutes ago and I can't remember what I did. Oh god, why do I keep doing this to myself? But, let us get down to business. May I, just my compañero or Marcy, explain the situation? He told us you've been accused of murder, but we need some further details before we can start our investigation. Oh my god, this music is really loud. What the fuck? Gus. What was it that you wanted to know? This is so not right. Tell us about the murder. To be honest, Prince Juan, I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get in so much trouble. Could you walk us through your activities on the day of the murder? Of course, let me see where to begin. It was the cold and misty morning of the 6th of January. I had heard that King Louis Philippe was unveiling a new painting at the Palais de Louvre, and I wished to meet the man himself. So after a brief stroll and... This sounds more French than Spanish. I know I'm doing this wrong. I don't need to be told. What do Spanish accents even sound like? So after a brief stroll and picnic in the Tuileries Garden, I entered the Palais... I'm not doing this. Oh my god. Why am I doing myself such a hard time over this? It's probably not that bad. Do Spanish accents. This is a real problem. What Spanish do I know? Senora, Calavera. I don't know any sentences. I just don't know any fucking sentences in Spanish. So everyone's just gonna sound really French. And by really French, I mean awful and French. French and awful, just awful French accents. Spanish phrases. Buenos dias, Estala. Buenos dias, Esteban. Bien et tu? Como siempre. Buenos dias. So after a brief stroll and picnic in Tuileries Garden, I entered the palace. I found the royal entourage in the Louvre's Grand Gallery. When I was saw an opportunity, I presented a humble gift to the king. A rose, an international symbol of passion and virtue. Well, how romantic. But before the king could take it, a rather rude person snatched it from my fingers. It was a royal guard, a dog by the name of Major Owl. Ouch, cried out Major Owl. I pricked myself upon the thorns of this dastardly flower. And the Major slumped to the floor, his face turned blue, his mouth frothed, and he died. He died straight away after being pricked. Heh. Straight away, senor. It's obvious that the pricked finger was the cause of death, but I don't know of any poison that acts so fast. Not to us, Senor Falcon, but clearly the police felt that poison upon the rose's thorn was the only logical explanation. And with so many witnesses, even the king himself, what could I say to defend myself? So, where did this rose come from? I acquired it from a beautiful Parisian flower seller at Les Halles de Marquis. Les Halles Marquets. Marquets? Why am I saying that weird? That's an English word. Les Halles Marquets. A girl by the name of Catherine Maria Signy. Oh, her name's Signy? What's the betting? This girl's gonna be a swan. And surely you're not suggesting that the flower girl applied the... Oh shit, I skipped too fast, sorry. Well, I'm not making any accusations yet. I'm just planning to explore every line of inquiry. Poisoned rose has been added to your evidence folder. Do you want to ask something else, Senor Falcon? Why are you in Paris? Why did you come to Paris, Prince Juan? As on a diplomatic mission. I do not know you are familiar with the current events, but you may have heard that my country is in a state of turmoil. Contenders for the Spanish thrones are slandering, plotting, backstabbing. It's chaos and the people are suffering. So I thought if I could befriend some French royalty, he sounds so French, perhaps even the king himself, maybe I can strengthen my family's name. With the creator dynasty restored, I would have a chance of bringing peace to my beautiful nation. Well, I guess that plan's gone out of the window. Barrister, don't be rude. No, he's right. I have failed terribly. Don't fret, Prince Juan. We'll do everything in our power to clear it. Maybe his French is just so good he sounds really French. Let's just pretend that's what's going on here. Maybe once the dust has settled, you'll have another opportunity to speak with King Louis Philippe and complete your mission. Thank you, Senor Falcon. I'm sure you will do your best. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? What are you reading, bro? What are you reading before we so rudely interrupted? Ah, this book? It's a Spanish classic, Don Quixote of La Mancha. Do you know it? Oh, I've heard of it. Readings for squares. I've heard of it. It's about the knight who jousts windmills, right? That's the one part of the story, yes. The hero is a virtuous but elderly knight by the name of Don Quixote. In the chapter you mentioned, he takes up arms against the army of giants who are terrorizing a town. Quixote's partner Sancho warns him that the giants are just windmills and their flailing arms are just the sails toiling in the wind. But Quixote does not listen. He takes up his lance, gets on his horse, and charges anyway. Sounds more like dumb Quixote. Am I right, Falcon? Perhaps he has done, Senor Sparrow said, but many of us spend our whole lives jousting imaginary giants. Speak for yourself, Juan. I've never been jousting, let alone a giant. I think we're getting off track here. Indeed. I'll tell you what, Senor Falcon. I'll lend you my copy of this book. Maybe you'll have time to give it a read at some point. Maybe I will. Thank you. Oh, God. El Ingenioso Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. Was there anything else you wanted to know? No, I think that's everything, thank you. What's the plan, Big Bird? Well, we have 2 lines of inquiry. We should head to the scene of the crime, the Palais de Louvre, and see if we can find any clues or witnesses. And we should interview the flower girl in the whole market to see if she has anything to say about this alleged poisoned rose. 2 tasks spread out over 6 days? This almost sounds too easy. Let's not get complacent. But good luck, senors. Wait a minute, Sparrow. Wait a minute, Falcon. What is it? Does something seem off about Prince Juan to you? He's quite a character. He seemed colourful to me, throwing roses, sparring about literature. Juan's one suave Spaniard. Maybe I misread him. Well, look, if this is bothering you, we could always ask around. Maybe someone in the city knows Juan's dirty secret. If he actually has anything to hide, that is. Yeah, let's dig up the dirt. But we've still got a trial to prepare for. Priorities, Parison. That's right. A new day dawns. Okay. I say go to the Palais de Louvre first. And whilst I'm doing that, I want you to all pray for a better Spanish accent for me, because my Spanish accents are absolutely terrible. I've never spoken any Spanish. I've never learned Spanish. French is all I know, and I don't even know that. Falcon and Sparrow make their way to the Palais de Carousel, the courtyard just north of the Louvre's Grand Gallery. That's the Arc de Triomphe over there, right? I swear it's smaller than how I remember it. That's the Arc de Triomphe du Carousel, you doofus. The big Arc de Triomphe is up the road. What? No way. Why are there 2? Because when a man like Napoleon invades half of Europe, he gets to build as many triumphal arches as he damn well pleases. Well, I never expected to see you here, JJ. That arrogant voice. Good day, Severin. Let's be civil, JJ. Why don't you introduce me to your new assistant? Fine, fine. This is Sparrowson, my assistant. Sparrowson, this is Severin Cocorico, the pompous prosecutor, the most pompous prosecutor in Harry. Is he our Edgeworth? Is he our Edgeworth? I see a cravat. I think he might be our Edgeworth. Are you two old school friends or something? More like arch rivals. Please, JJ, I think arch rival implies some sort of competition. As I recall, we've met in court on 5 occasions, and on 5 occasions did you get humiliated terribly. I'm amazed if any bird brain like you is still able to get clients. Actually, Severin, business have never been better. I'll have you know that I'm currently being employed by the Prince of Spain, no less. Prince of Spain? Concretely, though? Well, this is quite an amusing coincidence. Don't tell me. Correct, I am the prosecutor for the very same case. It's a pity that the Spanish prince will indubitably hang, but suppose that is what he gets for hiring a bird brain to represent him. Don't call me a bird brain, you're the only bird brain here, Severin. Tisk, one always speaks badly when one has nothing to say. Voltaire. I was giving you the verbal smackdown. Quick, Falcon, make a witty retort. Huh? Oh, yeah, a witty saying proves nothing. Voltaire. Ooh! Very good, JJ. Worthy riposte. But enough talk. If you messieurs would excuse me, I have a case to prepare for. JJ, Sparrowson, I'll see you two in court. Ugh, I can't stand that guy. I did seem like a bit of a cockerel, but is it true what he said? You know that he trounced you in court 5 times? I can't deny it. Severin has a reputation as a ruthlessly thorough prosecutor. Mountains of evidence, surprise witnesses. It's no wonder that he always just manages to one-up me, and oh my god, he really is the Edgeworth of this case. Alright, I'm taking bets. Who bets that we're going to ship these two by the end? Sparrowson and Cocorico, because he is the Edgeworth of this game, and Phoenix Smiles is a pretty classic ship. God, those two are the worst. Just get married already and save everybody the trouble. And please, game developers, stop trying to give fucking female romantic interests to Phoenix. It's weird. He's always going to go for Miles in the end, we all know it. This time will be different, right? I hope so. I know so, but you see, I stole this annotated map of the Louvre out of Cocorico's pocket when he was busy rattling off Voltaire quotes. Sparrowson, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, actually. I swear you were standing 3 meters away the whole time. You tall birds are so busy with your heads in the cloud that you don't notice a small folk running around at your feet. Bitchin' Cocorico's pocket was like taking candy from a very tall baby. Let's take a closer look. I see, this map shows the entire Louvre area. Everything from the Tuileries to the Rue de Louvre. Most convenient. We're currently standing here in the Paris to Carousel. And those pendant arrows seem to show the route taken by the king's entourage, which means that the king first went here, through the Salle de Tibre, and then here to the Grand Gallery where the murder occurred. But didn't Prince Juan say he spent the morning in the Tuileries garden? That's right, so this means Prince Juan's approached the Louvre from the west side, somewhere over here. Sounds like we have a lot of places to visit. Where should we go first? I'm gonna go to the Grand Gallery first. Yeah, it's pretty high. We're gonna. Oh god. Why do I do these things to myself? I should never have done the voices. Here we are, the Grand Gallery, the murder room. I believe the murder occurred right under the new painting. I see hundreds of paintings. Which one is the new one? I haven't the foggiest. We'll have to ask someone. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Excuse me, Monsieur. You look like you know your Mona Lisas from your last suppers. I don't want any attention. Maybe he isn't talking to me. Nope, he's definitely talking to me. Keep it together, Eric. Keep it together. Oh, hi. Would you happen to know which painting was unveiled on the 7th of January? The one the king came to visit? Yeah, I can help you with that. It's the piece right behind you. Oh, I see. It's a painting of the king himself. It's the king a penguin? That's one noble-looking penguin. What do you think of it, Falcon? It's like a king penguin or an emperor penguin. I kind of like it. What do I think? Oh, what do I think? I'm no art critic, but it's seldom nuanced. Careful brush strokes, a pre-Raphaelite soft tones, and a subliminal use of lighting. This is a contrasted, nuanced work. It's an evocative painting that alludes to a forgotten era. I said a lot of words, but I'm not sure if I'm any closer to knowing your opinion. Getting the impression that you messieurs aren't regular art galleries. No, we're a right pair of Philistines. Speak for yourself, Falcon. I've never even been to the Middle East. I guess you're here to investigate the king's assassination attempt? That's right. We are actually hoping we can ask you a couple of questions about what you saw. Oh, I wasn't even in Paris when the murder took place. I didn't see anything. But, a friend who might be able to help you out. What's this? R&M Associates, the home of Renard Vulpe. Vulpe? Private investigator. Thank you, but I don't normally deal with these grey area of the law types. No, please. Give the guy a chance. He's helped me out with mine before. I'm sure he'll do the same for you. Well, I'm not making any promises, but I'll keep hold of the card. We appreciate the help in any case. It's no trouble. R&M business card has been added to your evidence folder. Thank you for your time, monsieur. Is there anything else we can do here? Well, ideally, we would turn the whole Grand Gallery upside down in our hunt for evidence. But that's not possible with so many people around. We should probably just move to another room. A guard of the king. He was the one who got killed. He nicked a rose off of the Prince of Spain, got pricked by a thorn, and then dropped down dead. So, Prince is fucked. Our feather-headed friends wandered through the immaculately maintained Tuileries Gardens. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary until they spotted a familiar face picking up litter by a tree line. Hey, Falcon, doesn't that groundskeeper over there look familiar? Yeah. No, I'm looking at him. He does look like the photographer. What's his name? Oh, this fucking other eye. Rabitio Rabinio. Oh, God. Recurring characters are going to be a bit of a problem in this series of streams. What the fuck did this guy sound like? I'm going to take a drink of Coke whilst I think. What the hell did he sound like? I mean, yeah, you're right. That's actually really interesting because that means this is being essentially treated like an attempted assassination, and that's very interesting. I mean, what would the Prince of Spain gain from murdering the King of France? Also, how come France has a king? Like, legitimate question. If he's mentioned Napoleon, doesn't that mean that the revolution's happened? What the hell's going on? How does France have a king? Very nervous light voice. Did someone call me? That doesn't sound right either. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, it's you. The lawyers who don't appreciate a massive photograph when they see it. Well, it's good to see you gave up your artsy dreams to pursue the more grounded career of groundskeeping. I'm not doing this willingly. I was given community service for committing perjury. Can you believe that? They gave me, an esteemed photographer, community service. Me. Yes, I can believe that. Perjury's somewhat serious. You should be thankful you got off without jail time. You sound just like that self-righteous Judge Maxine. So did you want to ask me something, or were you just here to gawp? Personally, I'm just gawping. Actually, I do have a couple of questions if you don't mind, Monsieur Rubinio. Have you met Prince Juan? I don't suppose you've bumped into a Spanish fox who goes by the name of Prince Juan, have you? Spanish fox? No, I don't remember. No, I've never met anyone like that. If this is about that assassination attempt on the king, you're asking the wrong person. I only started working here today. I see. Was there anything else you wanted? Oh! You're right, it does look like it should be the rabbit. Yeah, no, I thought that didn't sound right. Well, let's just say that he's had a change of heart, right? He's a bit more nervous now. How's that groundskeeping going? So, how's that new groundskeeping job working out? Terrible. Tourists are pigs. Sometimes literally. Look at all this rubbish I found. Beer bottles, tin cans, apple cores. And look what I picked up by the west entrance, a book page. A whole book I can understand, but a single page. What kind of blithering moron loses just one page? Wait a moment. May I take a closer look at that, monsieur? Don Quixote. That's a page from Don Quixote. May I take it off your hands, monsieur? Sure, what's it worth to you? What's it worth? It's trash. It's literally worthless. I suppose I'll be destroying it as per my duties. Alright, alright. I suppose you deserve a little compensation for your trouble. How about you give me the page and... I'll speak with Judge Maxime. I'll speak with Judge Maxime. I'll put in a good word and he might be able to get your sentence reduced. Really? You'll do that for me? Thank you, monsieur. I would really appreciate that. Here, take the page. Page 44 of El Ingenioso Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. Well, did you want something? Ask something else. Nah. That's all. We'll let you get back to your work, Monsieur Robinio. Bloody recurring characters. So this is the Salle de Tigre. If I understand Cocorico's notes correctly, this is the room the king and his entourage stopped in before heading to the Grand Gallery. This room doesn't seem to be very popular. I don't see anyone around to interrogate. Interview? Right, interview. Well, since it's quiet, maybe we should take the opportunity to do a little snooping. What would be the point? Surely all the interesting evidence would be in the Grand Gallery where the murder took place. Well, think about it, Falcon. The police would have already gone over the Grand Gallery with a fine-tooth comb. Matter of that numbskull Inspector Filerti didn't think to check this room for clues. There might even be a murder weapon just under our beaks. The logic seems a little questionable, but it couldn't hurt to have a look, I suppose. This is some sort of ceremonial container. It's beautifully crafted, but what did it contain? Maybe it's an arcane wine cabinet. Don't be so ignorant, Falcon. This is a sacred Mesopotamian artifact, gifted to Emperor Hadrian for his victory at Euphrates in 123 AD. Stop making stuff up. You and I both know nothing about Mesopotamia. Alright, you caught me. This could be a hippo's chamber pot for all I know. A shiny copper urn. I guess it was used for carrying water. Or cremated remains. Probably not both at the same time. It smells good. Don't sniff the exhibit, Sparrowson. No, really, this urn smells amazing. It's almost chocolatey. You poor thing. You're hallucinating from hunger. Would you like to stop by a bakery on our way back to the office? Don't patronise me, Falcon. My nose never lies. Actually, birds have a pretty bad sense of smell. I'm telling you, there's something in here. I can feel it. Now you're touching the exhibit. That's definitely a no-no. See? Look what I found in the urn. Put that down, Sparrowson. It's someone's old rubbish. No, look. It's a chocolate wrapper. Judging by the smell, the chocolate was bitter and dark. 70, perhaps 80% cocoa. Belgian in origin. I'm changing accents for Sparrowson. I need to stop doing that. The level of water wrapper crumbling and firmness of the chocolate residue indicated this was discarded just a few days ago. Yes. I'm certain the chocolate contained in this wrapper was undoubtedly consumed on the 7th of January, the day of the murder. Mon Dieu, Sparrowson, you deduced all that from smelling the wrapper? Imagine what I could work out if I tasted it. That won't be necessary. Sparrowson, if you could apply this level of critical thinking to areas outside of food, you would be the world's greatest detective. If only all evidence were edible. So, do you have any idea which shop this chocolate was purchased from? That might help us track down the person who consumed it. Oh, there's no possible way we could know that. I suppose we'll just have to visit every confectioner in town and sample every bit of merchandise for comparison. What a chore. Interesting, because I can see Lander Hagelslack's Chocolate Emporium written on the wrapper. Oh, you can't blame a bird for trying. We've got loads of places to go. It's a bit ridiculous. I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of stand or podium? Maybe it's just a decorative piece. It's a Roman doorstop. Roman doors were enormous marble slabs, so the doorstops have to be similarly large in order to stay in place. I don't think that's right. No, my uncle's a Roman historian. Trust me. I see a cabinet full of engraved plates, mostly bronze. Well, how much do you think they're worth? I don't know. 300 francs a piece, at least. What? Are you serious? I'm in the wrong profession. I don't think archaeology works as a get-rich-quick scheme, Sparrowson. Who said anything about archaeology? I'm going to become a museum robber. Oh, well, that's one way to get rich quick. Ooh, pillar. These columns have been designed to look Roman. I think the style is Ionic. It's not Ionic. Falcon, irony is when a character says something, the reader knows it means something completely different. That's not... Never mind. A supporting column is holding the roof up. If the column were truly supportive, it wouldn't hold the roof up. It would encourage the roof to get its own It would encourage the roof to get to its location on time. I think we're done. Yeah, that's it. We found the important thing almost immediately, so... We're done here, for now at least. We can't spend a whole day staring at Roman artifacts, I suppose. So what do next? Where have we been? We've been here, here, and here. Back to the Place de Carousel, I think. Are we all done here? What are we hiring at? Yeah, let's go. Yep, let's make a move. Good call. We can always come back later if we've forgotten something. A new day dawns. Okay. I think it would be really good to talk to that girl at the hall market because... yeah, I wouldn't be surprised these two places are close together. Oh god, there's just so many things to do. Although, I'm kind of interested because R&M Associates doesn't seem to take time. So, let's try that. Hopefully this won't backfire. Oh, customers! Hello, is this the office of Renard Vulpes? Ah. It's you two! Mousy, what are you doing here? Oh, this is where I work. See? R&M, Renard and Mousy. Monsieur Renard Vulpes and I carry out all sorts of investigations together. Although, to be completely honest, it's not all for Monsieur Vulpes to choose which cases to take on. I see, then can we speak to Monsieur Vulpes? Oh, I'm afraid that won't be possible. See, Monsieur Vulpes is out on vacation right now. He's visiting his father in England. England? But he's set to return in a week or two. Maybe you can come back then? Oh, that's no good to us. Our case will be over by then. There's nothing to be done about it. I suppose we'll have to come back later. Let's go to La Hall. The pair arrive at La Hall Market. Vendors and buskers, performers and thieves, bourgeois and peasants all bustle from place to place. Prince Hound said that he met a flower girl here. Sickening, I think he said her name was. Okay. I finished my Coke, so I'm going to break into my beer. Because we got a lot of beer in our last Tesco order. And my god, I'm going to drink some of it. I need to make like a beer diary just so I know what I've had and what I like. Because I recall buying the Big Milk Stout before, but I'm not sure if I actually liked it or not. So I'm just going to have it. It had an interesting can, because instead of it just being like a normal tab that you crack open, like the entire centre of the lid comes out. So it's more like drinking from a very sharp glass than a normal can. And hopefully it won't spill everywhere. It's a vanilla and cacao nib imperial stout. Alcohol 7.5% per volume. Big Milk Stout. Vanilla and cacao nibs lay a luxuriousness over a soft, wholesome stout. Brewed with lactose for a rich, creamy body, this stout stands fast as a modern global interpretation of the style. Vanilla notes give way to a cacao nib bite with plenty of roasted chocolatey flavour, full-bodied and robust. Malt. Low colour Maris Otter, oats, crystal, and roasted barley and chocolate. Ooh. With Magnum hops and BRY97 yeast, with the additions of vanilla and cacao nibs. Does sound nice. I don't remember if I liked it or not. It certainly smells good. Not sure what progressive and independent beer means. This beer is very pro the purposeful employment of people of colour to help counteract societal inequalities and prevent the perpetuation of historical oppressions. Because that's one woke beer, if that's true. Yeah, I do like that. kind of tastes more like the aftermath, like the aftertaste of chocolate than actual chocolate though. And it kind of feels like the aftermath of chocolate more than chocolate. It's a bit difficult to describe, but I do really like it. That's actually really nice. I think so. It's possible that she knows the murderer, or even that she is the murderer herself, so we should probably act with tact and finesse. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Flower Lady would like a word. Tact, Sparrison, tact, we've been over this. Good day, messieurs. Are you interested in purchasing a flower? Yes, I wish to purchase a rose from a lady. I'm afraid that I'm out of roses. I sold my last one a week ago. Perhaps you two would be satisfied with a chrysanthemum instead. 'Tis beautiful power from a fair maiden. Please don't mind Sparrison. He fell out of his nest as a baby and has said dumb things ever since. Hey! Let me introduce myself. I'm J.J. Falcon, a defense attorney. Are you Mademoiselle Signy? That's right. Catherine Marie Signy. I suppose you're here to ask about the royal assassination attempt. How did you know? I'm no fool, monsieur. I know that a rose I sold was used at the murder as the murder weapon. To be honest, I'm surprised it's taken so long for someone to directly question me. The Parisian police seem to have a lot of habit of missing obvious leads. So do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? Business is slow. Please ask away. Mademoiselle, you mentioned that you sold your last rose a week ago. Who did you sell it to? The person who bought the rose. I didn't catch his name, but he was a charming red fox. Sounds like our Juan. I met him around a week ago on the 6th. We talked for a little while about the usual things. You know, like how everyone seems to be in debt these days. Then he bought a rose and left. I hear that the fox is on trial, but to be honest, monsieur, I don't think he's guilty. Oh, why's that? Well, actually, never mind. It's just a gut feeling. Mademoiselle, it just so happens that we're defending this particular fox in the cour d'assises. If you have something to say that could prove his innocence, now would be the time to let us know. I'm sorry, messieurs, I can't. Well, that backfired. Wait, Mademoiselle Signy, wait up. Damn. Nice display of tact and finesse, Falcon. You scared her off. This one obviously knows something crucial about the case. We need to get to the bottom of whatever it is. Agreed, but I don't think she'll be in the mood to tell us anything else. I know. Why don't we try acting with a little more tact and finesse next time? Hush. Shit. Let's try the Chocolate Emporium. Oh boy. Oh, I know that's like his nose bit of his trunk, but it certainly looks like a claw.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Landa Hagelsack's Chocolate Emporium, the finest Belgian chocolate shop in all of Paris. I am Landa Hagelsack, the founder and owner of this establishment.
And I am J.J. Falcon, a defense attorney. Good day, monsieur.
Oh, lawyers. Very fancy. I must say that I once dreamed of being a lawyer. But, well, circumstances wouldn't allow it. It's a funny story. You see, when I was a young boy, I befriended the son of a Hungarian attorney.
Falcon, you have to help me. But what is it? It's a smell, Falcon. It's overpowering me. It's demanding that I lay waste to the shop. For pity's sake, restrain yourself, Sparrison.
Oh, but I'm rambling, aren't I? So, are you messieurs here to buy some chocolate?
Yes! No. We're actually here on business, monsieur.
Business?
First things first, we believe that this chocolate wrapper originated from your shop. Are we correct?
Oh, yes. That is indeed the trademark Hagelslack wrapper for genuine Belgian Hagelslack chocolate.
I didn't notice. Look, if we ever voice a black dog, we will be doing the thighs. I promised you that. But for this elephant, I am going to go as deep as I physically can, and I'm actually like crumpling myself to make sure I can get the right voice.
It was most certainly bought from this very establishment.
Very good. With that established, there's something else we wish to ask Monsieur Hagelslack. Who bought this piece of chocolate? Can you tell us who bought the chocolate that was contained in this wrapper, Monsieur Hagelslack?
I'm afraid not, messieurs. Not just because of the matters of confidentiality, Although that is a factor, everyone knows client chocolatier privilege is a very, very seriously kept thing in the French legal system.
Yeah, it would have made sense for the swan. You're right. That's probably what you meant. I should pay more attention to chat.
But because I couldn't possibly know that.
I thought elephants never forget.
My memory is impeccable, monsieur. But you must understand that I have dozens of customers a day. There are hundreds of people who could have potentially bought this particular item.
So your memory is good, but you need further information. If I were to give you the description and name of a person, would you be able to tell us whether they purchased something from you?
Oh, yes, that I could probably do, monsieur.
Let me think. Who to ask about? Why would she be involved? I'm going to ask about Major Howl. Have we ever served a member of the Royal Guard by the name of Major Howl?
No, monsieur.
Are you sure?
Yes, monsieur, I have served many soldiers, but I don't recall seeing a major in here in recent memory.
What does that mean, Falcon? Have we lost our lead? Not necessarily. It just means that Major Howl didn't buy the chocolate that may have killed him. There's still the possibility that someone bought the chocolate for him. That's our lead. That's who we want to find. Oh, I see.
I did once serve a high-ranking officer of the British Army who...
Yeah, he wishes to consume all of the chocolate. My heart goes out to the poor sparrow.
I did once serve a high-ranking officer of the British Army who was on his way to Zimbabwe, if you want to hear that story.
No, I don't want to hear that story. Let me think. Who to ask about? Well, ask about the prince, obviously. See, the thing is... Renard is a fox as well. I don't know what kind of fox. A red fox, one would presume, since he's got an English father. Although this is the second case in a row where someone's conveniently been on holiday. I think I'll ask about the prince. Have you ever heard served Juan Sorry, I promised I'd just say it like an Englishman. Querido, the Prince of Spain.
A Prince of Spain? No, monsieur.
Well, that's good to hear. Our clue would have been turned into a dead end if our own client turned out to be the chocolate fiend.
I did once serve a princess from Mali, if that's any help. You see, I met the girl while hiking through the Himalayas.
Please, stop. Let me think. Who to ask about? Oh, so just because his name is Renard Volpez, you assume he must be a fox. I mean... I'm a falcon. Sparrowson is a sparrow. Patron the Meow is a cat. Quark is a fucking crow. Or maybe some kind of rook. That's a cat. That grenouille, the French word for frog, is a frog. I don't know enough about kangaroos in French to know if that's a clever pun. Coulin de Ho is a fucking giraffe. I mean... He's not a crab, he's a fox. You know he's a fox. Why are you playing this game, man? Why'd you do these things to me, bro? Oh, here's a long shot. We'll try her. Have you ever served a flower-selling swan named Catherine Marie Signy?
No, monsieur.
What are you thinking, Falcon? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. If she were the chocolate fiend, our investigation would have been much simpler. But she's not.
Monsieur, I am growing tired of these endless inquiries. Perhaps you should come back another day.
You know, Falcon, it's possible we just haven't encountered the chocolate fiend yet. Rather than coming back here every day and making aimless guesses, we should wait until we have someone specific in mind. You might have a point, Sparrowson. Thank you for your time, Monsieur Hagelslack. We shall return when our investigation has progressed a little.
Any time, messieurs.
I'm running out of time. I'm seriously running out of time. I can't think. I can't think. Alright, let's go back to Le Canard Joyeux. The rabbit. What? What about the rabbit? He's just a low-level civil servant. What? Really, Falcon? I thought you were done with your movie drinking. I'm not here to drink, Sparrowson. Or mope for that matter. I don't know about you, Falcon, but I'm here to drink. It has the aftertaste of hot chocolate. It's so good. Come for the bird lawyers, stay for the beer reviews. It's so good. London Beer Factory Big Milk Stout. I recommend it. It's really good. Taverns are a fantastic hub of information. If you wish to learn more about this Prince Juan, then this would be the ideal place to start asking questions. Yeah, the rabbit is a lot of fun. That's pretty good thinking. Are you two back? You feeling any better, Falcon? No, that's right. Much better. Thank you for asking, Madame Quenelle. That's great to hear, hun. Will be the usual. No, I'm back to investigative work today, so I've got to keep sharp. I wanted to know if you've seen a Prince of Spain around here recently. Prince of Spain? I don't know if you've noticed him, but this isn't exactly the classiest pub in Paris. Unlike you serve the occasional bourgeois, you can forget about seeing a member of royalty. That's a pity. Maybe you should ask some of your patrons. Feel free. The old regulars Rufus and Powell are playing cards in the attic, same as always. But we get all sorts of colourful characters in the drinking room. I bet if you rattled around for cages, you'd find someone who knows whatever it is you want to know. Thank you, madame. Let's see where to start. Let's start with the card room. Come on, pal. Just one more game of Jacques Noir. Absolutely not. My wallet is hurting enough as it is. Oh, please. I'll even let you deal this time. The answer's no, Rufus. I'm skint. If you want to play cards, you'll have to ask someone else. Fine. I'll ask that big fellow. Excuse me, monsieur. Yes, you, monsieur. Would you play to K? Why? Why won't you stop haunting me, Reverend Spooner? What did I do? Did I desecrate your grave without realising? I don't think I've ever been to... No, I have been to Oxford multiple times, but I don't think I've ever been near, like, a graveyard in Oxford, if that's even where you're buried. But just stop haunting me, please. I beg of thee. I beg of thee. Would you like to play some Jacques Noir? Absolutely. Deal me in, monsieur. Very well, then. Do you know how to play? That's blackjack. I know the rules, so I'm just going to go through it. Nope, I'm only familiar with Kitgo and Dapterac. Oh, this is much better than those silly games. Let me tell you how it works. I have a deck of cards with values between 1 and 11. I deal you one card at a time. If you hit 21, you win. I give you 5 francs. 5 francs? That seems a little steep. Oh, it's a man's game, monsieur. Only children gamble over petty soup. Besides, higher stakes makes for a more exciting game, right? I suppose so. I'm gonna regret this. That's a 3. Hit. 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 Damn, I lost! Unlucky, monsieur. Most unfortunate. Shall we have another round? One more. Absolutely. Deal me in, monsieur. Hopefully I won't get ridiculously unlucky this time. damn it. I may have a problem.
Played, monsieur. Here's your payout.
Shall we have another round? Nah. I mean, you won twice, I won once. I think that's a fair go of it. No, I think we're done. Maybe another day, monsieur. I understand. Please feel free to come back anytime. Well, that wasn't particularly helpful, was it? So there I was, in the grasslands, 10 kilometres downriver, rifle in hand. I've been pursuing this set of footprints for an hour. I was getting closer and closer. I could almost smell the beast. Then I spotted it. It was a boar. A big, stupid boar, completely oblivious to my existence. I readied my gun. I carefully took aim. And then BAM! You shot it? No. It was the most peculiar thing. The boar slumped over dead right before I could take the shot. Sounds like one of them heart attacks. My nan went the same way.
That's what I thought. But when I went to take a closer look, I noticed the bear was frothing at the mouth.
Oh, is it rabbit?
Possible, but I don't think so. I remembered reading something about frothing at the mouth being a symptom of poisoning. Needless to say, I left the dead animal alone.
Good call. Who wants to deal with tainted meat? Excuse me, monsieur.
Yes, can I help you?
You say that the beast you're tracking might have died from poisoning. Could you give us some further details?
Further details? I'm not much of a poison expert, I'm afraid.
Well, what do you think caused it?
I would have guessed that it ate something bad. I saw some of that poisonous plant around. Wolfsbane, I think they called it. But I really have no idea. I'm a hunter, not a vet, excuse me.
Excuse me, monsieur.
What is it?
I don't suppose you've seen a conjito, I think that is how you pronounce that, corrido around here. He's Spanish royalty. Foxy fellow, swaggy hat, calls everyone senor.
That doesn't sound familiar. Do you recall seeing anyone like that, Piero?
Ain't got a clue.
Sorry, monsieur, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Well, what can you tell us about the Spanish royal family? Do you look like walking encyclopedias or something?
I'm afraid my compadre has a point. If you want to talk about hunting, then I'm your man. But Spanish royalty? That sounds like...
I don't know how many animals in this world are sapient. I mean, presumably this boar couldn't have been sapient, otherwise he would have been attempting murder. Actually, spare me a moment to take off my jumper because I'm getting a little bit hot. And as you remember, I got very frazzled during that 6-hour monstrosity of a stream, and that was not particularly good for my mental state, being too warm. So, I'm going to remove this jumper and get back to business to defeat the Huns, or in this case, the murderer of a palace guard.
That sounds like a question to be answered at a library, monsieur, not a tavern.
A library? Maybe you're right. Sorry for bothering you, monsieur. Let's give them some peace. Oh, the big fellow has returned. Here to play some cards, monsieur. Nah, I was hoping you'd give me some information, but... Oh, go on then. I'm gonna regret this. Hey, well, do you know how to play? Yes! We played this like not 5 minutes ago, bro. Yeah, right, don't get cocky, Falcon. Very good, I shall be the dealer. We'll bet 5 francs per game. Here we go. Seven. 6. Oh. See, this is like my least favourite position to be in because if I hit again, I'm more than likely to lose. But if I don't hit, I'm also more than likely to lose. To be at 16 is possibly the worst position to be in. So I'm going to hit and go to over 21. Yeah, so called that. I'll have one more go. If I really wanted to play blackjack, I'd be on Stardew Valley or Yakuza 0. I won! Yay! I won! Nah, I'm alright, thanks. Let's go back to the entrance. Yeah. I mean, I lost like 5 francs because I lost thrice and won twice. Oh, a small cinematic scene marked by an exclamation mark will pop up on the max screen. These cinematic scenes are only available for 1 day before disappearing, but they take no time to visit. Their viewing is entirely optional. Well, let's go. This sounds like fun. A storm is brewing, my brother. Word of the royal assassination attempt has spread. The proletariats grow confident. The bourgeoisie are cowering. It won't be long before we have rioting. And then a revolution. Oh, that was fun. Okay. So as far as I can tell, only things that are useful take time. I'm gonna have another bite of my thing. Let's go to the bibliothèque. Here for a little light reading, are we? I'm quite Sparrowson. I'm following the hunting beagle's advice. Don't eat poisoned pork. The other piece of advice that if we want to learn about a member of royalty, we should hit the library. Oh, that makes sense. So Falcon, I've been meaning to ask, since we're in a library and all, are you a classic literature fan, or do you prefer more modern works? I enjoy modern works. I like modern novels. Have you read The Three Musketeers yet? It has heaps of romance, intrigue and action. You would love it, Sparrowson. Don't patronise me, Falcon. Of course I've read The Three Musketeers. Despite its contrived narrative turns, I rather enjoyed the novel's scathing critique of our current socio-political climate. Well, that's quite an insightful review. Wait a minute. You just memorised that single sentence in order to sound well read, didn't you? Maybe. Would you, messieurs, mind lowering your voices? I can hear you squawking from the other side of the building. My apologies, monsieur. We'll keep it down. Well, you're a librarian, aren't you? And astute observation, monsieur. The only quiet person in the library. I am most assuredly the librarian. Well, now that we have your attention, my friend wants to ask you something. I do? Oh, right, I do. You seem like a scholarly, well-read individual. I'm sure you're up to date on geopolitical news and the like. I don't need your praise. Spit out whatever silly question it is in the back of your throat. Well, we understand that the Spanish throne is currently under dispute. Can you give us a brief rundown on who the contenders are? What a trivial question. Even an elementary school child could name the immediate to every throne in Europe. Yeah, but for the sake of those children who slept through that class, can you refresh our memories? Very well, pay attention, because I'm not repeating myself. The current reigning monarch of Spain is Queen Regnant Isabella II of the House of Bourbon, daughter of King Ferdinand VII. Upon her death, the crown would likely fall to her husband, King Consort Francis, Duke of Cadiz, although it's certainly possible that immediate family member could stake a claim. However, the Queen's position is currently being disputed by the Carlists, and over by the Count of Montemolon. Montemolin? Montemolon. Oh, that answers your question. Did you catch all of that, Sparrowson? Not a word! Monsieur, we're actually interested in the Prince Juan Querido of Spain. I don't think I've heard that name of your explanation.
Prince Juan Querido? Is that what you said, monsieur? I think you've been misinformed. There's no current Prince of Spain. I'm not even sure Querido's a real name. I certainly no line of any Spanish monarchy.
How strange. So, do we think the suspiciously French-sounding prince is actually the fox who's supposedly in England talking to his dad? Is that what we think? That would explain why Mousy knows him, wouldn't it? And that we have a very obviously fox character with the name and all, but he's not the fox in question. I do wonder where this could possibly be going.
What does this mean, Falcon?
Well, one thing is for sure, our client is not the Prince of Spain. Maybe he's a delusional lunatic, or perhaps he's involving us in some sort of con. Yeah, has it ever occurred to you that I don't speak Maltese? I am, in fact, not a Malteser. I don't think people from Malta call themselves Maltesers. I bet they do. Some of them do as a joke, but I don't think that's actually the name of... What is the demonym for Malta? Why can't Reynard Volpez pretend to be Juan while I look up for what Maltese people are called? Oh right, yeah, because Reynard is a crab. Oh, they're just Maltese. Oh, that always makes me uncomfortable. Like, saying someone's a Chinese or a Japanese or a Maltese just sounds a bit weird. Especially, I suppose it's the a Chinese and a Japanese thing sounds a bit racist, to be brutally honest. And I can't make exceptions for Malta. You're Maltesers, that's what you are. Mostly because it makes me feel better and it's kind of cute. Also, I'm English and we like Malta in England and they like us. We're good friends. I hope. I think. Let 90s and early 2000s Eurovision not have led me astray in these trying times. We don't have long before the trial, but it may in our interest to confront Prince Juan directly and get some answers.
Right. I do Don Quixote.
What game says about Don Quixote? Well, because I want to give myself a headache from all the head shaking I'm doing during this. Yeah, I do remember that time, but unfortunately I'm not sure Glowy does. I borrowed this book from a friend. What can you tell us about it?
Don Quixote of La Mancha. It's a classic. Everyone has read it.
Shit, I haven't read it.
I should read that.
Yeah, everyone. But for those who haven't?
I'm not going to sit with you and summarise a great work of literature for you two imbeciles who are too lazy for read.
No, I don't expect you to, monsieur, but what can you tell us about the physical book itself?
This particular book didn't come from any library, if that's what you're asking, see? There's no library sample card. I assumed it was acquired from a bookshop, a French bookshop, if the translation and published information wasn't a giveaway.
I see, thank you.
Did you have any other questions, or can I get back to work?
Thank you. Don't worry, monsieur, I think we're done here. Thank you for your time.
And I bid you good day.
Oh yes, anterograde amnesia. Terrible affliction. Yes, it surely is. It surely is. F's in the chat for Chloe's memory. F's in the chat. I mean, I know that's kind of a dead meme, but fuck it. People will take the memes I like out of my cold dead hands and then put F in the chat for me. Okay, we're rapidly running out of time. I can't talk to the swan. I'm gonna talk to Juan. I'm running out of options here. I should probably read this. I so certainly can. We have reasons to believe that you are housing a suspect under false pretenses. That is in direct violations of statutes 204B and 488C of the French Criminal Code of Justice. Failure to comply with our request may result in you, yes you, monsieur, being held directly responsible for any consequential legal action. Alright, you don't need to break out the legalese on me. I'll go open this cell. How, Falcon? How did you memorize those criminal codes? Memorize? Go on, Sparrowson. Learn how to bluff. Ah, Senor Falcon, it's good to see you again. You have some good news about Valkessa, I hope. Listen, Juan, in order to maximise our chances of a successful trial, I need to know every bit of information. I can't work with half-truths. If you tell me one thing and the prosecution's evidence tells me another, then we're both in trouble. I'm afraid I don't quite follow, senor. Do you want me to spell it out? I know that you are not the Prince of Spain. I know that your name is not Juan Carida. Where is this coming from? I assure you, senor, that I am who I claim to be. If you want your trial to be fast, then you don't need my help. Come, Sparrowson. We're leaving. Wait. Calm yourself, Monsieur Falcon. I will reveal all. Did you just say Monsieur? What happened to your terrible Spanish accent? Your suspicions are well placed. Juan Carida is not my real name. I'm not Spanish Prince. It's just a persona I concocted for the purpose of getting arrested. Why would you want to get arrested? Well, you're putting me in a difficult position, Monsieur. If I tell you the full story, then I would be putting someone else in danger. Well, how about this? How about this? I'll tell you a story. I like stories. There was a girl, a mademoiselle who was in a great deal of debt. Everyone has debt these days, Monsieur. Indeed. But this particular mademoiselle was indebted to a very powerful man, and that man wished to collect. That mademoiselle had no means of paying, so that man offered her a deal. Murder this man, and I will forget what you are owed. Refuse, and I will reap what I am owed from your parents. With no alternative options, the mademoiselle accepted. But another man, a gallant knight with foolish and archaic notions of chivalry, had the mademoiselle's story. A knight knew that the murder there was inevitable, but he had saw a way to take the fall in the mademoiselle's place. Do you understand what I am saying, Monsieur? I understand, Monsieur. To be honest, it wasn't the subtlest of allegories. Storytelling was never my strong suit. But I'm glad that you're seeing things from my perspective. Hopefully that sheds some light on the situation. If I may ask, Monsieur, why did you not just go to the police with the information that you had? The police are not always an option. What is a man to do when the justice system itself is the problem? I'll let you know when I figure it out, Monsieur. Dwell on it. Perhaps we should talk about something else in the meantime. So, what's your real name? What's in a name? It's just an empty label. A vapid reflection of who we really are. Today I'm Juan Carida, the Prince of Spain. Tomorrow I may be Bruno Rea, a papa living under a bridge of the Seine. But that doesn't change who I am or what I do. That doesn't really answer my question. No, I suppose it didn't. But you're a smart bird, Monsieur Falcon. I suspect that you already know my real name. You are Renard Volpes, private investigator. Very astute, and you are Monsieur Falcon, private defense attorney. But that wasn't always, was it your real name, was it, Monsieur Falcon? Just like me, you know how to adopt a new persona on a whim. You've changed your name, Falcon? I didn't know that. This isn't about me. Juan, Renard, Monsieur. We're trying to uncover the truth here. Of course. So truth is it that you're attempting to uncover, Monsieur Falcon? I don't have any more questions for you, Juan. I think we've learned all we can for now. Really? I don't think we've learned very much. Oh, Monsieur Falcon, before I forget, could you find Marcy and ask him whether the birds have successfully flown south for the winter? What, the birds have flown south? What is that? Some sort of code? Something like that. But rest assured, Monsieur, that this does directly pertain to the case. I know. Juan being a crab really came the fuck out of nowhere. If we have time, we'll be sure to let Mousy know. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. Trial day's approaching. Right! I don't think I have a lot of time left. Yeah, we've run out of time. Falcon, what are you doing? It's trial day. We have a Spanish prince to defend. Oh, right. What was I thinking? Shit. I don't have time to tell Mousy shit. We're doomed! Doomed! Once again, Falcon and Sparrowson find themselves waiting outside the doors of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you feeling nervous, Falcon? Yes. Of course I'm nervous. What have we learned about Prince Juan? What do we know about the real murderer? Nothing. Oh, easy there, Falcon. We can do this. Senor Falcon, just everything is in order. Absolutely. I have every intention of bringing the truth to light in this trial. Ah, such confidence. That's magnificent to see. I'm bringing the truth to light, you say? An admirable goal. No more jousting its imaginary giants. Oh, if you say she, Aviary, the door's opening. Here we go. Buena suerte, Senor Falcon. We will. Are we ready? We're ready. Let's check the court record. JJ. Severin. Nervous? Why would I be nervous? I'm not nervous. I'm calm as a cuckoo. You're the nervous one. This whole courtroom is nervous. Oh, cool your feathers, Falcon. Terrible. You can't even maintain a stoic facade. I hope this trial would be the perfect opportunity for you to redeem your previous embarrassments. But if this is how you act before the trial has even started? But you pompous-tailed. Posture perfect. Oh shit, I forgot what... Oh, it's a different judge. Thank God. Thank God I get to do a different voice. Order, order, let's all settle down. Court is now in session. Psst, Falcon. What is it? Isn't me or the primary judge look... hairier today? It's a different judge to the one who resided over Dame Cataline's trial, you doofus. Oh, sounds a little strange, isn't it? A little, I suppose. Wow, he said exactly the same thing I did. Excuse me, Honor. I was under the impression that Judge Maxime would be presiding over this case. Where is he? Judge Maxime has gone on temporary sick leave due to a terrible accident with a flight of stairs. But rest assured, the Cecils, prosecutor, defence, and members of the jury that I am more than qualified to fill his shoes. Without further ado, let's get this show underway. This is the trial of Prince Juan Querido, who stands accused of murdering Major Howl and of conspiring to murder the king himself. Roll call. The defence is present and ready, Your Honour.
A prosecution is ready, Your Honour.
Good. Very good. I expect this to be a nice, speedy trial. I don't want to see this dragged out by technicalities and bureaucracy.
Well said, Your Honour. I expect that once the court has seen the overwhelming evidence, this trial will be over in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? It's just messing with your head, Falcon. Keep it together. So we're all on the same page? Excellent. Prosecutor, please call your first witness to the stand.
Very well, I call the police officer who investigated the crime scene. I call upon Inspector Just Voletti.
Step up to the stand, Inspector, and recite the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Please recite your name and occupation for the court record.
My name is Inspector Just Voletti, and I'm having a little bit of throat trouble, which is why my voice sounds a little bit different than it did last fortnight. I'm a servant to the law, a scourge to the cataracts.
That will do, Inspector. We've all heard your monologue before.
Ocarina really is going for a speed record, isn't he? He's speedrunning this trial. Speedrunning it, I say. I think he's planning to take the world record with the greatest PB. Oh, and planning to see. Hopefully, we won't have to see him at the tops of live speedruns.com, or maybe Speedruns Live. He may be in a speedrun race, with all we know.
Now, can you tell us what you witnessed on the morning of the 7th of January?
Of course, at 10 o'clock in the morning. At 10 o'clock in the morning. Cluck.
I kind of love it. I'm digging this.
I was got to the Louvre Gallery by one of the King's Royal Guards. Did he just say o'clock? There saw Prince Juan, King Louis Philippe, and the corpse of Major Howl with their rose in hand, and around 2,000 citizens.
Yes, the gradual night corization of the French legal system.
The citizens and killed himself. King himself. All attest to seeing Major Al taking the rose from Bertrand's hand and then promptly dropping dead.
And what did the morgue uncover upon examination of the corpse?
The coroner determined with absolute certainty that Major Al died of poisoning. Aside from the prick on the finger, there was no sign of external harm to Major Al's body. Therefore, the poisoned rose must have been the cause of death.
Putting the pieces together, it does seem rather implicative of the prince. I have no further questions. Damn, I was hoping that the coroner's report would determine that the guy died from a freak heart attack or something. That would make for a particularly speedy trial, wouldn't it? But no, we aren't so lucky. Something else must be amiss in the old bird's testimony. Right, I'll tear it apart. Your Honour, I wish to cross-examine the witness. Falcon, wasn't it? Don't waste the court's time. A high-ranking police officer would never lie on the witness stand. I won't accuse the inspector of lying. I just want to make sure every base is properly covered. Ugh. This sounds like pointless nitpicking to me, but I'll allow it. For now. Go on, Falcon. Do your cross-examination. I have very little to work with. This isn't Phoenix Wright where you can just do everything. Like, I don't know if I've missed something crucial. I don't really know if I have got the chance to win this. $10 you say?
Correct, 10 o'clock.
How long did it take for you to arrive? From the time you're caught, how long did it take you to arrive at the crime scene?
Around 5 minutes. I had to be in the neighboring Palais Royal at the time, so it was a simple journey.
I'm guessing that Major Howe would have been dead around 10 minutes by the time you arrived.
That would be a fair estimate.
Plenty of time for a bad guy to slip away, huh? That's definitely a possibility. I don't think the court would best appreciate my wild speculations, though. No. Being pedantic about how he says clock is not really going to help. Inspector, I'd like to ask you about the victim, Major Howe. It's curious. We've spent our whole time investigation focusing on the murder, but I still don't know much about the victim himself. Exactly who was Major Howe?
He was a wild cat, a well-respected dog who was getting on in the years. I was not friends with the man, but I had met him on several occasions in the past, at banquets and royal meetings of this sort. Major Howe was a stern, no-nonsense fellow, but he was a good man. His wife and children no doubt miss him.
No doubt. Thank you for the insight, Inspector. I mean, this is unlikely, but we'll try it anyway. It seems like a reasonable question to ask. We've been treating this case as if the intended murder target was King Louis Philippe. But there was another possibility. What if the killer was trying to murder Major Howe from the very beginning? JJ, stop talking. I must have said something very stupid. I can explain why and humiliate you in front of the whole court. Alternatively, you could retract your question right now and I'll save your humiliation for another day. You're bluffing. I know I bluff when I see one, Severin. My question stands. Okay, it goes. The myriad of reasons why your question was unfathomably stupid. First, it doesn't absolve your client of any guilt. If the defendant was intending to murder Major Howe, then he is still guilty of murder and would likely face the same punishment as before. Second, it doesn't make any sense. Nobody has motive to kill Major Howe, but plenty have a motive to kill the king. Oh, right, I get it. Third, many citizens were tested to see the defendant deliberately try to approach the king himself, not the major. His intentions were clear to everyone present. Fourth, prosecutor, that will do. Defense don't ask such stupid questions. Damn it. No. Inspector, you said there were around 24 citizens, all of whom attest to seeing my client deliver the poisoned rose. Oh boy, when you put it like that, our situation seems a little dire, doesn't it?
Correct. You collected precisely 22 testimonies, and there were no major inconsistencies.
What exactly did they say? I'd like some further details. What exactly did the testimonies say?
Each citizen attested to seeing the king and his entourage approaching the new painting in the Grand Gallery. Each had the king develop a short speech, which was on the subject of progress and societal improvements and not. As the applause, then Prince Hound stepped out of the crowd and approached the king with the rose in hand. Each person then saw Major Hal take the rose from Prince Hound, and each person saw Major Hal promptly drop dead.
I see.
Some of the descriptions of the man's death were quite graphic. He convulsed, twisted and spasmed, said one witness. His mouth felt like he was a rabid lunatic, said another.
Thank you, Inspector. I think we get the picture. No. Inspector, you said the coroner determined with certainty that Major Hal was killed by poison.
Correct. He stated the signs and symptoms were textbook. There is no possibility that his death was natural.
What kind of poison was it? Did the coroner mention specifically what kind of poison it was?
It was not certain. At first the coroner posited that it was plant poison, like that of the aconite flower. But when he learned how fast the poison had taken effect, he noted that it was atypical of aconite. Consequently, he suggested that it may have been some newly engineered concoction.
A newly engineered poison, you say? Well, this only reaffirms that this was a very deliberate assassination attempt.
Indeed.
How exactly was Major Hal poisoned? What was the delivery mechanism?
His finger was pricked by the poison rose. He even commented out loud about it seconds before dying. The 22 citizens who witnessed the murder attested to seeing and hearing this.
Is there any possibility he was poisoned by something else? What an absurd thing to say, JJ. You must have heard that 22 people saw the victim prick his finger and die. What are you suggesting? That the pricked finger had no relation to the poisoning? That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't doubt that Major Hal was poisoned, but I do doubt that the rose was the cause. Unbelievable. Only a totally buffoon could fail to draw the blatant link here. JJ, it's tempting to sit around here and lecture you on the basics of cause and effect. I'll then discuss them painlessly. Inspector, please tell the defence that you found traces of poisons on the rose of the thorn itself. That should alleviate all doubt that the rosin was in fact the poison delivery mechanism.
Actually, I can't tell him that.
I tried to ask, but why not?
We didn't check the rose for the traces of poison. It just seemed obvious that the rose was caused of the poisoning, given the timing of the incident.
Well, now, that would be a good time to take a jest. Here's a marvellous thought. We prick the finger of the defendant with the rose. If there's no poison in the rose, then Prince Juan lives and he's free to go. If the rose is poisoned, then the rose dies. It's okay, because the punishment would have been just and fitting of the crime. A marvellous suggestion. What is this, a witch trial? This isn't America, Severin. This is not how we do things here. Come on, fellas, JJ. It was clearly a joke. There are more humane ways of testing for poison, and I'm sure the inspector will perform his duty with due diligence.
Actually, we won't be able to test the rose poison at all.
Why is that?
Given the dangerous nature of the flower, it was destroyed by the police force. We burned it to ashes.
Such unprofessionalism. If we have no way of knowing whether the rose was poisoned, then this whole trial ought to be called into question. Nice try, JJ, but the process of reasoning by elimination, we can still deduce with absolute certainty that the rose was poisoned. In other words, there was nothing else at the crime scene that could have caused the poisoning. Wrong. There was something else at the crime scene that could have contained the poison. Something investigative police blindly overlooked. Look at this. What am I supposed to be looking at? It's the paper wrapper to a piece of chocolate. It was found in the Louvre, the Salle du Tibre to be precise, and we can date its consumption to the day of the incident. I'm not suggesting that Major Hal ate a piece of poisoned chocolate moments before he died. I most certainly am. Intriguing. Pretty convincing. Okay, back to notch 1. Do you see this wrapper? The prime theme for yourself, Inspector?
The police force does not have the damn no resources to troll every piece of trash at every crime scene, I am afraid.
In other words, you overlooked its astounding unprofessionalism. The prosecution is right to be disgusted. What a disgraceful display, Inspector.
Offer my apologies, Your Honour.
If I ever get voice acting work, it's not going to be because of my French accents. They are absolutely garbage. Although they are still leaps and bounds better than my Spanish accents, which don't exist. I don't want your apologies. I want you to do your damn job properly. Get off the witness podium before I kick you off myself.
As you wish. I will take my leave. Until next time, messieurs.
So let me get this straight. This chocolate wrapper was found at the crime scene. Correct. And you have reason to believe it was consumed on the day of the incident. I do. I have an expert food tasting witness who is willing to testify if need be. You have a foodie witness? I don't recall anyone like that. Who on earth could you be talking about, Falcon? Oh, I see. Did you know for certain that Major Howl consumed this chocolate? Well, that is a fact we're still investigating. I see. And do you have any evidence that this chocolate was in fact poisoned? Again, that is something that may require a little more time to definitively prove. So, then in actuality, you do not have evidence that Major Howl consumed some poisoned chocolate. Instead, you have a solitary piece of rubbish that you plucked straight out of the gutter. And that's weak even for you, JJ. Let's move things along. I have another witness I'd like to summon. He's a man who claims to have an excellent view of the people going in and out of the Louvre at the time of the incident. I call upon Monsieur Toussaint Kigley. Could the witness please approach the stand and recite the oath? Hello? Oh, right, the oath. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You state your full name and occupation for the court record. My name is Toussaint Kigley, and I am a person who fishes. A person who fishes? You are a fisherman? Oh, is that how it is? I thought the French justice system was better than this. I beg your pardon? Here comes Toussaint Kigley, the kingfisher. Clearly he must be a fisherman, because didn't you hear? All kingfishers are fishermen. Well, you are carrying a fishing rod. And can a man not carry a fishing rod, reel and bait without being branded as a fisherman? Look, the prosecutor is carrying a riding crop. Clearly he must be a horse jockey. For pity's sake, fine, we can list your occupation as person who fishes and not fisherman. Thank you. Actually, why do you carry a riding crop, Severin? I've never seen you ride a horse. I don't know, JJ, why do you, a 30-something-year-old with no health problems, carry a cane? This is veering quite off the course. Could the prosecution please get back to his questions? Of course, Your Honour. Mr. Kigley, is it true that you were nearby the Louvre at the time of the incident? Yes. I was sitting up on the railing at the Point d'Art. A Point d'Art? This is a new bridge that's just a stone's throw away from the Louvre south entrance, correct? That's right. And what were you doing at the time of the incident? I was fishing. Kingfishers, am I right, Falcon? So you would have plenty of opportunity to see the people who entered and exited the palace. Could you tell us what you saw? Well, it was a pretty pace. Naturally, I saw a lot of people. But at 9 AM I saw the king, Louis Philippe himself, enter the building that was surrounded by his entourage, of course. At around 9:30 AM, I saw this shifty-looking fox lurking around the entrance. Your Honour, I will object to the use of the witness's use of the term shifty-looking. It's a vague and biased description. Oh, really? He looked super shifty. I saw him rubbing his paws and cackling gleefully. I saw him take out a rose and carefully rub the stem. Rub the stem of the rose, you say? As if he was implying something to the flower, perhaps? Well, monsieur, I really shouldn't speculate. Of course, it was wrong of me to ask such a leading question. But yeah, it definitely looked like he was putting some sort of powder on the stem. Wow, even I wasn't expecting such a bold admission. Members of the court, it sounds like what we have here is a direct witnessing of the defendant readying the murder weapon. The defence claims that the rose was never poisoned, yet here we have a man who saw the poison with his very own eyes. I smell perjury. You do? No question. You saw a stiffly-looking criminal readying poison and cackling near the scene of the crime? That's not believable at all. I think you might be right. I wonder if I have any evidence that calls Toussaint's story into doubt. Well, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Really? This nonsense again. You have the witness directly describe your kind readying poison on a rose. What is there to question? I'm just trying to uncover the truth, Your Honour. We have an investigative legal system here in France. Try and remember that. Ugh, fine, do your thing. Go on, Falcon, make a fool out of yourself. Oh yeah. That's the shit. So good. Okay, so we know for a fact that Renard was in the Tuileries Garden. But how can we prove when that was? That's the real question here. Oh, we're so fucked. We are so exceptionally fucked. long these cases typically take. So part of me is like, I should just go through to the end of this, but the rest of me is like, no, Harriet, don't do it. You'll be up until like 5 o'clock in the morning, just ruining your throat with terrible French accents. And slightly less terrible British accents. And by British you mean English, because I wouldn't dare try and do a Scots accent, they'd fucking eviscerate you. Monsieur Kingsley, you were saying that you were sitting upon the rails of the Point d'Art on the morning of the incident. Yep. Monsieur Kingsley, you had a good view of the Louvre's entrance, didn't you? Ah, the Point d'Art's a great vantage point for seeing the Grand Gallery's south side. What about the other entrances? Other entrances? You mean like if you were entering from Tuileries Gardens or the Palais de Carousel? Now, I could possibly see those entrances from the bridge. And of course that isn't relevant. Monsieur Kingsley witnessed Prince Juan entering the south entrance with flower in hand, and that's what counts. What if Prince Juan didn't enter from the south entrance? What if he approached Louvre from Tuileries Gardens to the west? Tuileries Gardens to the west. It's a big what if. Do you have any evidence that Prince Juan entered the Louvre from Tuileries Gardens? As a matter of fact, yes I do. I've definitive proof that Prince Juan approached from the west. Pardon me, not the south. Hey, I know what I saw, monsieur. I'm doubtful too. Go on, JJ. Show us this definitive proof that Prince Juan entered from the Louvre entered from the Louvre from Tuileries Gardens. Guys, oh. This is such a good game, but these typos are getting just... There's not a lot of them, but they do exist, and that's kind of annoying. Anyway, more beer. More beer. Look at this. Book page. Page 44 of Don Quixote specifically was found just outside the Louvre's west entrance. This proves nothing. I'm not done yet. Take a look at this. Don Quixote. This is the book Prince Juan has been reading in jail since his arrest. I believe he has had it on his person for some time. And yes, page 44 is missing. That was the first thing I checked. You do realise what this means, don't you, Severin? The defendant was present in Tuileries Gardens prior to entering the Louvre. This also means, in all likelihood, the defendant entered the Louvre from the west entrance, not the south. Yeah, that definitely was the sentence, wasn't it? He could not possibly have seen Monsieur Kingsley from the Pont d'Arts. Well, I know I saw Monsieur. Well, in theory, Falcon, but maybe the defendant took the long way around. I'm not falling apart because the love of my life is right in front of me, and we're just trying to hold back our passion for each other. One can still travel from the Tuileries to the Louvre south entrance by walking along the river. An extra 2 kilometres of walking just to enjoy the pre-murder scenery. Let's not say silly things, Cockerick. Oh my god, you two are so shippable. Okay, maybe the defendant deliberately left the page there to mislead the investigation. Now you're the one who's blindly speculating. It's not blind speculation, it's a viable hypothesis. You are fond of logic, aren't you, Cocorico? Let's talk about Occam's razor. When torn between two seemingly equal hypotheses, we must side with the one that imposes the fewest assumptions. Which of these theories takes fewest assumptions? 1. The page from Prince Juan's book fell out on his way to the Louvre south entrance. 2. Prince Juan deliberately planted the page on the off chance that it would be discovered, then he took the long way around. How dare you! The nerve of you to lecture me on such basic philosophical concepts. I'll stop lecturing you when you stop making such basic mistakes. Monsieur Falcon, please calm yourself. What is the point of all this yammering? The ultimate point is that Toussaint's testimony is fabricated. Made up. Utter fiction. No, everything I said is the truth. I suspect the witness isn't even a fisherman. I'm not a fisherman. See? He admits it himself. That's not what I meant. What a twist! Man, this is really going well. Prosecutor, you have something that will put this arrogant falcon in his place, don't you? I must concede. You concede? On this point at least, Falcon's evidence strongly suggests that the key component of Monsieur's kingly testimony is false. Ah, no! This doesn't mean that Prince Juan is innocent, of course. All Falcon has demonstrated that this particular witness is unreliable. But I did see something, I really did! Alright, so maybe I didn't exactly see a sifty looking fox. I made that part of the story up. But I did see a swan lurking around the south entrance on the morning of the murder. A swan? Do shut up, witness. Your word is mud at this point. How can we possibly trust anything you have to say? Your Honor? Judge Romulus, we are at 10. We are 10 minutes overdue to start the F-Vitutus trail. It's that late already? Curses. I was hoping we would have the case wrapped up in a single trial session. It is a shame, but ultimately an accurate sentencing is always preferable to a speedy sentencing. Yes, all right. I don't need to hear your moralising. Court will resume this Friday, 21st of April. Fucking hell, we one hell of a recess. 21st of January at 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Prosecutor, do your damned job. Get this stupid fox a conviction already. I will do my best to ensure that justice is served, Your Honour. A lot came up in that trial, huh? Yeah, no doubt about that. Something's bothering me. Why that fisherman guy, Monsieur Kingsley, lie on the witness stand? Now, it's possible that he was coerced or bribed. That's just what I was thinking. Maybe the real murderer threatened the fisherman to make you the story about Prince Juan. Well, let's keep an open mind. Anything is possible at this stage. But to be perfectly honest, something else is bothering me about the trial. Judge Romulus, he's acting without a shred of professionalism. He's obviously more interested in securing a guilty verdict than he is in discovering the truth. But why? Maybe he has a vendetta against Spanish royalty. I'm not so sure. There must be something else at work here. Excuse me? Oh, excuse me, Monsieur Falcon. Sorry to bother you, but this letter just arrived. I think it's for you. Letter for me? I wonder why it wasn't sent to my office. Have you been devoted to courier status, Rupert? Oh, hush, hush, Sparrowson. I don't need to be pitied by a first-year dropout. Oh, good comeback. So what does the letter say, Falcon? It's a threat. A threat made with cut-out newspaper letters. Whoa, I didn't know these things actually existed. Let me see. Falcon, stop your investigation or there will be consequences. Scary. There's no question that the letter has originated from Major Howell's murderer. He or she must be aware that we're getting close to uncovering the truth. That sounds about right, but why would a person write and cut out newspaper letters like this? Masking one's handwriting would be the most common reason. Although I can't help but wonder why they would bother since we don't have any handwriting samples to compare it to. We're still going ahead with our investigation though, right? Absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. If a lawyer were to turn every time they received a threatening letter, they would never get any work done at all. Besides, we're only 3 days before the next trial session. We can't afford to be worrying about petty things like this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right. Alright, let's make those days count. Okay. I think this actually is probably a good time to stop for today. So everybody's voices will have changed mid-trial, and I'm low-key thinking we should be able to get like the next session, maybe 2 if there's another one done in the next one. Don't worry, if it goes by too quick, we'll just start another trial. I don't really care. But yeah, we'll do that. And my voice also kind of hurts because I keep doing these ridiculous voices. Anyway, I'll see you all then. It's been a blast, my friends. It's been a blast.